this is full cycle, full circle. A lot of challenges, Leo, with the ego and popularity and the way that you wanted to be seen. But why did you want to be seen that way? Why? Ultimately, you just wanted to be seen. You just wanted to be seen because you knew you had something to give. But early on, I think the way the cards look, it's early on in your life, there was this sense of giving over too much to the look that everybody else wanted to see in order to get seen. And that actually conflicting with what was really important to you. Like what you originally wanted to be seen for was being degraded by the mechanisms that you were using to get seen. Ow, I'm sorry. Oh, I apologize. All of a sudden, a crack just happened in my neck and it was unexpected pain. I apologize. Oh my God. It was, just give me a second. You know, I just got that neck surgery a year ago too, right? Weird. So you had a purpose and it was pure. And you needed attention to share that purpose. And so pop culture, right? Like, what does everybody else do to get attention? Well, I'm a Leo. I can do that better than anybody. And you did. But it was what you were doing better than anybody. That attention that you were getting that you almost got lost in. Caught up in the superfluous bullshit that was the attention and the popularity and the pop culture. Kind of getting you lost. Could be, doesn't have to be, but drugs, alcohol, partying, too much fucking around, doing shitting around, like, you know, too many quick loves, fast loves, you know, having fun. Definitely having fun, but always ultimately losing because you were losing yourself and growing farther and farther away from what it is that you really cared about. This was a decision, because I'm channeling this energy, that you made a long time ago. It was a decision that you made because you thought it was for the best. You thought it was the way out. You thought it was the way toward. You thought it was the only choice that you really had. But that really was lack of creativity, not lack of options. But that's because you were young, and young people are stupid like that. That's true. It's just true. You had a lot of certainty and confidence, but not a lot of experience to teach you that there were other options, you know, and that can be a very dangerous situation. And I would say that you got into a lot of dangerous circumstances. There was a sense of almost selling of your soul in order to fit in order to conform. You laid this part of you, this very important part of you, aside. Well, it hurt you. Because you never really lost you. You're a Leo. You can't lose yourself. You are a celebration of the self and of the potential in all of our hearts. So you never really completely lost you. But boy, oh boy, were you way, way, way off track or buried under piles of shit. And you suffered. Oh, you suffered. And in a way that it changed you. But I will also say it grounded you. And it gave you a countenance in having not necessarily the experience. Yeah, the experience to come back from, to have to build yourself out, dig yourself out. That strength built you in a way that your confidence never could. But I think your confidence was what carried you through. And because you are who you are, When you find the way out, you lead others out with you. And that's where you stand today. But you stand on the precipice. You stand about to take that step off, but a little bit unsure. I know, and a Leo unsure of themselves, well, everything that you've developed to be yourself, you're now saying, I'm walking away from. But I'm walking away from it back into my authentic self. And maybe people don't even know this yet. Will this sell? Will this be as popular? To the right people, it will. I think that was one of the major lessons that you've learned here, is this sense of, I don't want the biggest pride, you know, the lion's crew. I don't want the biggest pride. I don't want the shiniest. I want the most loyal. I want the most faithful. I want the purest. I want the truest. I want the goodest. Quality over quantity that you've shifted to. And what a beautiful shift that's become, because it's liberated you from all of those distracting behaviors that you had to engage in order to get the quantity view. All the quantities, the mass popularity, selling out all those parts of you that were the most important to you. But it was part of your process. It was necessary. It wasn't, I wouldn't even say, I mean, it could have been a series of life mistakes, but overall it wasn't even a mistake. It was a necessary process that you needed to prepare yourself for where you needed to come back to. You know, Barack Obama is a Leo. I don't know a lot about him. I know I admire him. I adore him. But it's not political. It's just the thing about him that I do know is that he openly admits when he was in undergraduate and even high school, undergraduate, he didn't take shit seriously. He just didn't take his grades seriously. He didn't take much seriously at all. Smoking his weed and playing his basketball. Not that anything's wrong with that. But there came a point in his life when he had to switch to the serious. And the wonderful thing about that point in his life was he reached it when he was ready, after he'd experienced the lack of seriousness. Sometimes you need to experience what doesn't work for you before you can really figure out what is important to you. And so that's why, and clearly we know Barack Obama came around, right? Clear Leo, clear leader. So it wasn't a mistake. Whether you want to call it slacking off or falling off or getting off track, but it really did take you outside of yourself to bring you back to yourself. And that's a Herculean effort that you're at right now. You're at that place right now, Leo, where you're like, do I have a right to go back to me? Do I have the strength to let all this stuff go? It's beyond strength, man. It's your heart. You're going to follow that heart right off that fucking cliff because you have the kind of courage that allows you to do it. And you got to follow that courage this place, on this road, just the way that you follow them on all the other roads. And eventually they're going to lead you exactly to where you need to be, because your heart is your GPS system. And as long as you're being led by that, you're not being led in the wrong direction. Even if you're circumnavigating, taking the long road, you're still being led to the right place. And all those experiences have built you to this point that you're at right now to say, it's the road inside of me that I need to pay attention to now. Let's get the cards. Playing the show, pretending. Oh, yes, I'm the great pretender. You are like a sense of fitting in. Act as if. Act as if you fit in here. Act as if this is really your mentality. Act as if. You don't want to lose. The thing is, you don't want to lose all that you've gained, especially if you've gained love and you've gotten married, or, you know, you've gained accolades. You don't want to lose all that, but you don't realize is you can't, because you really did ultimately earn it. Even if you were earning it in somebody else's costume, doesn't matter. You earned it, didn't you? So it is a part of you. And when you take off this costume and reveal what's underneath, that S on your chest, right? You've still earned that Pulitzer Prize that Clark Kent earned. You earned it. You did it. It doesn't go away just because the clothes come off and the costumes change. It doesn't. And this is trust in divine detours, but it's in reverse, which means you were kind of lost for a while. You were kind of stuck. You weren't able to move around and do the things that you wanted to do because you were so involved in maintaining that posture, maintaining that costume or that uniform that you had to put on every day. You were stuck here for quite some time. In that time, you grew. In that time, you learned. In that time, you did what you could with what you thought you had to be. And in some ways, it has become a part of you. And you know, you needed that part of you, or you wouldn't have stayed so long. I have that faith in you. No, I know that about you. Now, this is slow and steady wins the race. Oh, no. This is speeding through life, rushing things. And I think that that's why you got stuck. You were trying to rush things. You were trying to get there the easy way. You were trying to get to people respecting you, people caring about you, people listening to you, having that attention. You were trying to get there the easy way. And that's why you got stuck in the price that you had to keep paying to continue to take things the easy way. Now, I'm not saying you had an easy life, but I'm saying you got there the easy way by selling out instead of standing by who you really were, who you firmly understood of yourself. And it doesn't mean you were a bad person. It doesn't mean you did bad things. I'm not even picking up that vibe. I think you actually achieved a lot, accomplished a lot, and did pretty great things, but something continued to nag at you. This does not have to do with a relationship. This does not have to do with a love or a romance. I think this has to do with your occupation. You know who you are, I think, better and more clearly than any other sign ever. And it bothered you. Something was really nagging at you underneath the surface, threatening to undermine everything that you'd built. But the undermining was actually your heart. Your heart was undermining everything that you built. Why? Because you weren't true to it. It wasn't being listened to. So there was something that was always getting you, always bothering you, nagging you. And you know what? As much as you love all of these things, and I feel like there's a protectiveness here, because you could feel like there's this part of you just wants to come out, and you're scared. Will my spouse still love me if they know this about me? Because it's not like you cheated on them or betrayed them, but will they consider it a betrayal if you start behaving in a way that scares the shit out of them? Like, who are you? Like, I married this like strict conservative person, and really you're this artist, you're this no holds barred, outside the box kind of thinker. Like, who is this you're afraid of losing all that you gained, but ultimately your heart's going to undermine you, because your heart is the strongest part of you, and it will tear down everything that you built if it was built falsely. And you know that. And I think that you're prepping for that now. But also trying to do it in a way that you don't lose everything on top. It's like literally what I'm seeing in my head right now, Leo, is you trying to look at the blueprints and figure out how to like fix the basement and the cornerstones without the whole fucking building coming down on top of you. There's always a way. Always. And you can do it. You can find it. But first you have to believe that there's a way. And then you will definitely find it. Freedom is yours. Ah, this is Aquarius energy. This is feeling liberated. All that weight, that heavy building, it's taken off of you. Why? Because you're going to be able to find a way to rebuild that basement and those cornerstones so that they can bear that weight again. This won't last forever. There is a beautiful liberation from those burdens that are now on you, that you are constantly struggling with right now. There is a liberation from that coming. This is Aquarius energy. Could have something to do with Saturn transferring into Aquarius at the end of this year. Could have to do by next year in Aquarius season. I think it's more just your sense of liberating yourself, knowing that your heart isn't really trying to undermine you. It's trying to liberate you. And if you see it as it trying to undermine you, it will. And if you see it as trying to liberate you, it will. So it really is a decision of perspective and having faith in the way that it's leading you. Because if you have faith in it, it's not going to collapse. Things aren't going to collapse on top of you. This is Aries energy, first house energy, bold and brash and believing in yourself. Believing in the truth. Believing in the strength of what you have right here in front of you. This is really interesting energy. I want to point this out to you. This is Aries energy, first house energy, and this is Libra energy, seventh house energy. They're opposites. They're complete opposites. There's nothing about these two. They're if you look on the horoscope wheel, the zodiac wheel, excuse me, not the horoscope wheel, the zodiac wheel, Aries and Libra are in opposition to each other. However, they are balanced to each other. And I do have a feeling like this has something to do with the partnership that you're in. That this partner that you're with is a balance to you. They're a good and they're a faithful partner that actually has always believed in you. They've believed in whatever you wanted to be. Or you have, if it's not a romance, not like a marriage, it's a friend base. There is this loyalty here that they've always seen you for who you are. That's the pride, man. That's the true friends, right? Those are the people that they've always known what you really are, and they believe in you. So there is that grounding sense, a reminder that's coming from the outside of you, partnership, to believe in what's inside of you, house of self. And how the two of them balance out each other so perfectly, because it's sometimes the people that have really always seen us and always really know us that help us be the best of ourselves. And that's what's happening here, this beautiful divine cosmic balance between two things that seem like they don't belong together at all, but they really do, don't they? They really belong. They belong because they challenge each other. They belong because they make each other the best. It's like that scene from As Good as It Gets. You make me want to be a better man. I'm not promising you perfection. I'm not promising you that there won't be challenges. What I'm promising you is you inspire me to be the best of myself. And all the mistakes and the collapses and the falls that I have to go through to get back up to be stronger, I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to do it. And that's how partnership supports who we are and how we believe in ourselves and how strong a person we can be and how we take care of ourselves and how we love ourselves. That's how those two supposed opposites keep things in perfect harmony. And now we have you able and free and liberated once you realize that building's not going to collapse on you. Those cornerstones are stronger than you think. Maybe you didn't put them there. Your partners did. You didn't even realize that they built it. You see that scene from The Greatest Showman? Remember The Greatest Show? Like at the end where Zac Efron's character, Barnum had nothing. P.T. Barnum had nothing. Hugh Jackman's character had nothing, and it was this partnership that he'd made with Zac Efron's character. He came back to him and said, I knew who I was working for. I thought I should save up my 10%. See, you didn't even know it, did you? You didn't know. Because you always, this could be maybe your Achilles heel, I don't know, you think it's all on you. And you don't realize that no, it's on all of you. That's why you choose these people in your life. Because they support you. Not because they're your servants or whatever. No, they actually support you. They got your back. And that's the good message that I want to share with you. Is that these people got your fucking back. So that when you start over, and this is the new beginning, this is the bam, shocking moment when you tell people your truth that actually catalyzes happiness for everybody, freedom for everybody, air that everybody in your family actually wanted to breathe and didn't know they needed to. You lead them, they lead you, you got them, they got you. This is that happy realization of this energy right now for you. New section that I'm starting, Leo, is I'm doing angel messages in all of these videos. So it'll be around this time each week where I'll give you your weekly Leo angel and spirit guide messages, and you'll see these readings through my intuition and the guidance that that my spirit guides give me. When your spirit guides come through, it's just going to blow you away. These cards are little miracles. So one card has come out. Leo. 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 Wow. Wow. All right. All right. True that. Let's give it one more spin. Leo, you just got to do this. Whatever you've been thinking about, whatever you've been afraid of, you think, oh, they're going to hate me if I do this. Nope. They're going to love you no matter what. You ready? Let's start with the cards, the angel messages that have flipped over. First one out was mindfulness. Be mindful of another's feelings and needs. Someone needs your love right now. A loving thought is all it takes. So what do they need from you? In the midst of all this change, they need to know that your love for them hasn't. That it's not them that has stood in your way, that it wasn't their fault, because that's sort of what they'll be feeling. So what the angels are telling you is just remind them every day, this is not about you leaving them. This is not about you moving on from them. This is not about them being the reason why you're unhappy. You actually love them, and they're a little beacon of light through all this craziness. So important for that message to come through, because if they will start reacting negatively, or let's say unbalanced and again oppositionally, it's because they think it's defensiveness. It's like they think that you're taking away the love that you have for them, and they'll be so hurt. And I know that's not what you are trying to do by being this truer part of yourself. So just remind them of your love and respect for them the whole time, and you know what? They're going to come through with you. Wisdom. Everything has a place and a purpose. Be wise. To be wise is to have great love, tolerance, and compassion for all things, yourself included. This is strength of character that you've earned by challenging yourself, by moving away from yourself and coming back around. And this is how you'll take everybody with you that you want, is by being solid and being certain and being sure that this isn't going to ruin us. This is going to just open another adventure for us. You're not the person you used to be. You're already better. Just remember that and always believe in it. And these are the ones that really shocked me. creative potential. And this is what it is. It's like all that is inside of you, please let it out. You are by nature infinitely creative. Life is a sea of creative potential just waiting to be expressed through you. You are free to express all your heart's desires. That's what the angels are saying to you. This is it. This is the time. You are free, which means we got you, we support you, and you're supported and loved. This is the time. This is why you're getting the impulse. You're not crazy. You're receiving the message from us. Heart song. When heart song and creative potential come out, this is divinely guided inspiration. What is your heart song saying? Stop and listen. Your truth lies within the empty spaces between your thoughts. Your truth shines through from within your soul. Your truth is that which is eternal and unchanging. Your truth is love. What is your heart song, Leo? Get to it. It's the time. I just saw 555 flash across the bottom of the screen too. Holy crap. Then we have change. Oh, like these cards just give me like chills up my spine. It's time to change. Your life is supposed to be changing now. That doesn't mean that the people that you love are changing or dropping like flies. You could just be leading the change. Life is a journey. It would be very unfulfilling if each step was exactly the same as the last. Because life is always changing, it is forever fresh and new. Allow your life to unfold gracefully. Be grateful for what was, is, and forever will be. Do you see there is a constant there? It's just everything in these angel messages saying this creative pulse, this reconnecting to that heart, your heart. It's all confirming. It's time to change. This is the point in your life when you were supposed to change, and you're supposed to lead the people that you love through it. Healing angel. At this very moment, you are being bathed in gold, pink, and deep green light. So if you've been feeling like gold flashes, seeing a lot of these colors, pink, deep green flashes of light, the angels are around you, letting you know they're doing their work on you through light work. Accept this healing. We, your angels, surround you with wings of love. You are eternally free, eternally fresh, and eternally abundant. They got your back, man. You're not even in this. You're not alone. You're supposed to be changing and healing those parts of you that you put away for so long. It's okay. They're still there. Just wipe the dust off them. Archangel Sandalphon. Okay. I have heard your call for help. Your prayer will soon be answered. You got a name, Leo. A name of a spirit guide that's helping you out and guiding you through this process of transition and healing. And then last but not least, diversity. The world would be a boring place if we were all the same. Celebrate your uniqueness. You are special and much loved. Your uniqueness is not going to lose people's love. It's going to make it grow deeper. And with that, I'm going over to the extended. Join me. I'll see you there.